This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
We are here with our Kung Fu master and business coach. We got Jade King here. Yeah, excited that he's back here with Inner Access and so much more to guide, to share, to walk us through the process, to really help you out there. And he's helping so many globally. How are you?
I'm doing well, Jill. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, sweetheart. For those that
Yeah.
don't know who you are yet, tell us a little bit about what it is you do.
Well, I'm a business coach for Interaccess. Interaccess has been around for close to like 25 plus years. And what I do is I help individuals become better than who they are. I help
Yeah.
them dive into their power that's already existing within them and to expand on that, to become unstoppable. And that's what I do. And I'm glad to be here even more because I wanna share some secrets, some wisdom, kung fu wisdom, I should say, to help people really, guide themselves toward real action. And at the same time, with these actions, is they're very grounded, impactful, and at the same time, very practical. And I would like to just really to share that, and I'm excited to do that.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for joining us and
Sure,
inspiring
sure,
us and enlightening
sure.
us today. So, where do we start?
So let's start with one of the things that I have that I want to share. We start off with the top, of course, and I start with number one is the one I coined, the one brave thing challenge,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what that is that is to do one courageous thing every day,
Ooh,
no
all
matter
right.
how small, no matter how small. And
Yeah.
that courageous thing stretches your comfort zone. Like for
Okay.
example, people
Yeah.
ask, what's the courageous thing? Well, one, setting a boundary for yourself.
Haha. Yeah. Which a
Right?
lot of us don't do, right?
Right, exactly, exactly. And then the second one, apologizing.
Wow.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Next, ask for what you really want. Right, that's important. People don't really do that. They go with the flow, but they don't ask what they want. And last but not least, which I think is very important, is speak up honestly.
Yeah.
If you
True.
see something that's wrong, speak up honestly. Because with those things, when you do one courageous thing that I mentioned, those are the example. What happens is that changes thrive in discomfort, not at ease. So when you do these courageous things, you start changing, right? You don't get comfortable anymore. But that change and that discomfort is what you need, right? To
Yeah.
go to the next level, right? And that's important. So the second one that I have that's important too is called the mirror
Oh,
talk,
okay.
right? Mirror talk is very, 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 very powerful. To me, it's very, very powerful. What that is that every morning you look at the mirror,
Yeah.
right? Then you speak one truth, one goal, one gratitude about yourself. What
Mm-hmm.
I find very powerful about this, because as I mentioned before, I teach kung fu. Most of my students in my kung fu school, we have mirrors.
Oh,
And what I realized, mirrors from the top of the sling to the bottom of the floor. What I realized is that some students were afraid to look at themselves practice,
yeah.
and that was very interesting. So I would stop the class and say, "What's going on? What's going on?" I said, "Sifu, we don't like what we see." I was like, "Ooh." And that kind of really kind of allowed me to do more deeper work with this. And
Yeah.
that is basically every morning look yourself in the mirror
True.
and say one true thing about yourself, because the face in the mirror is either your first ally or the enemy of change.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's important. So that's another key thing that I advise people to do. You know what, 3 minutes,
Well,
take
that's
that
it.
time.
Yeah.
The next one is number three, which I have is break one pattern. So I challenge people to identify and intentionally break one limiting habit or mental loop for the week. So
Okay.
when I talk about limiting habit, what do I mean? Well, one of the key elements of limiting habits is what? Procrastination.
Oh, I'm big in this one.
All
So
right.
guilty of this. I am. Yes.
But it's okay though. It's okay because with that, now that you're aware of that,
Mm-hmm.
you can basically try to break yourself out of that. What's the opposite of procrastination?
Doing things overly, getting things
Ah,
done, or what's that called?
exactly. This
But that,
that's it. Getting things done.
oh, okay, good, good,
You
good. Thank
got
you.
it. You got it. So as you are aware of that, automatically shift that. I'm gonna get it done,
Yeah.
right? Because the small fractures in the routine creates the crack
Yeah.
where the light can enter. Right. Another thing I forgot to mention is the mental loop. What's the mental loop? The mental loop is overthinking, right? Always going in your head. So get out of that. And like you said, is just by doing and getting out of your head. That's one of the things to break the one pattern, right?
Yeah.
Next one that I
Yeah.
that I think is important, is rewrite your story exercise,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So basically, what that means is rewrite a limiting narrative that you
Mm-hmm.
tell yourself all the time. Rewrite it. Most of the one of the limiting narratives, I am not good at this. I am not good at that. Let's rewrite it and replace it with your own empowering truth. Like I am good at this.
Yeah.
I am good at that. Right. But one of the key concepts is that is being aware of that, right? And really, like procrastination, being aware of that, and then flipping the script, so to speak. Right? Because
So
when you
true.
rewrite your story, you're reclaiming your power. Okay?
Never looked at it that
That's
way. Yeah.
yeah, that's very, very important, right? Next, this is my favorite. You'll love this too, Joe. You'll
Go
love
ahead.
this,
Go ahead.
right?
What is it? What is it?
Discipline is a
Ooh.
superpower, right?
Yeah.
Discipline is a superpower. So the way I look at it, as you know, I'm a kung fu master. I've been discipline is in my blood, right?
Clearly, yes.
It's in my blood, right? So one of the things I will guide individuals is pick one daily discipline, right? It could be a morning stretch, drinking water,
Okay.
exercising, walking around the block, right? And commit to that for 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
7 days.
All
Just
right.
commit to that, right? And see what happens. Because remember, discipline isn't restriction; it's freedom in disguise.
Hmm.
Right?
Interesting.
Yeah. So once you understand that, then one of the key things I talk about discipline. I tell people all the time is when you wake up in the morning, fix your bed.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You can try that for 7 days. Your day will start off very easeful.
Mm-hmm.
Because you start the day with that preparation. So that's what discipline does, right? It gives you that freedom to prepare.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next one I'll talk about, is the 30-minute daily mind expansion.
Okay.
Right? So what does that mean? It means to, inspire yourself to read, listen, like to your podcast, for example, right? Watch something that's educational, that challenge your thinking every day for 30 minutes,
Yeah.
right? Just pick that because what happens when you do that, the mind only grows when stretched.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta stretch that mind. Okay.
Perfect. Stretch
So
it.
so
I
that's
like
that
that.
yeah,
I like
that's
that.
important.
Uh-huh.
So the next one, I hope people are taking notes because I forgot to mention that, but this is
Oh
important.
yeah,
Whatever,
bring
whatever,
exactly. No, just rewatch the podcast. Just
yeah,
rewatch it. It's okay.
yeah, yeah. So the next one is the future letter technique, which is very, very powerful. I tell tell people to do that because it kind of sets the stage for
Yeah.
you. You're writing a letter to your future self 1 year from now, right? Describing the change that you've made and
Mm-hmm.
how it feels. Very, very powerful, very inspirational because as you go back to that letter a year later, you'll see that you've accomplished what you've already written.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
very, very powerful. So I would advise you to try that also. Very important because one of the things that's to know and remember is that the the future is calling, right? So
Sure is, right?
you want to answer it with clarity,
Yeah.
right? You want to answer that with clarity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Next one I have
Sure.
is you want to track the invisible wins,
Okay.
right? So,
Oh, never heard of that.
right, yeah. So let me explain. Let me explain. So it's more like it's encouraging it's encouraging people to track the internal progress, right? When you react differently, how do you show up? Do you stay calm, or do you say no with power? Do you track your invisible wins to certain situations?
Yeah.
Track that, right? See how you are in balance with everything around you. Because people, we don't do that. We let our emotions, take the best of us. Yeah, we always say yes to things, right? So and track the invisible wins. Say no with power. Stay calm when you get excited, and see, how things react differently. Because remember, real change
Mm-hmm.
often happens when others don't see it,
True.
right? So it's
Yeah.
very important to understand that, to know that. Next one is the 5 minute idea practice. One of the things that I also coined.
Okay.
So every day, write down 5 new ideas for change, service, or creation. Right? No judgment. Just flex those idea muscles. Just flex it. What do you like? What would you like to do? What would you like to change? What would you like to create? What service
Mm,
would you like to provide? 5 minutes.
okay.
you know, and write them down,
Yeah.
because what happens when you do that, action flows where creative presence is consistent,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when you have creative presence,
Yeah.
action flows.
Yeah.
That's important, right? That's very important. Next, people will like this. I know they will like this.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
play
Yeah.
play a role you've been avoiding,
Okay.
right? So ask yourself, what role would create the most growth if I stepped into it right now? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then step into it.
Yeah.
Once you ask yourself that question, step into it.
Why not?
Because sometimes the character that we need most is already within us.
Yeah. So
Why
true.
create why create something outside of us? Right? So you want to start stepping into that role. Just from that question. What role would create the most growth if I stepped into it right now?
Yeah.
Right?
Ah.
Okay. This next one, the 7 day yes or no commitment. Right? That's another powerful uh, wisdom I want to share.
Sure
So
is. Go ahead.
pick one thing to say yes to every day.
Yeah.
An example like this would be self-care.
Okay. Not
People
bad.
don't, yeah, people that start with something small, something easy, self-care.
Okay.
We don't take care of ourselves like we're supposed to do daily.
Mm-hmm.
We
True. We
always put
don't.
others, we always put others first.
Yeah.
Always, always. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But also, for you to be of service to others, you have to be of service to yourself, right? So once you do that, you start being more service to others, because now
Yeah.
you have the energy, right? You have the power, right? And along with the 7 day yes or no commitment,
Hmm.
also one thing you could say no to,
Go ahead.
right? The one thing you say no to is negative talk.
Yes.
We always have that negative talk that goes into our head, right? So take that 7 day yes or no commitment to say yes to self-care and no to negative thought,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because boundaries and boldness birth transformation.
Mm.
That's important.
I love the boundary talk. I'm writing in my head. I said, oh, I got lots of boundaries. I need some help with that. Continue, Jade. Go ahead.
Well, hopefully you have some steps now what you can do with that, to really set that boundary, right? Always say no when you
Yeah.
need to and yes when you need to and
Oh,
stay in that power,
yeah.
right? The key is staying in that power, right? Next, align one area of life, right?
Okay.
So choose one area. It could be health, right? Relationships, right? Finances, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spiritual life. And
Okay.
then ask the question, what one action would make me feel aligned today in
Yeah.
these areas? All right.
Yeah.
Because what this is going to allow you to do, it's going to allow you to really really focus on the
Mm-hmm.
important days. All right. And without being flustered with all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Because we think that we need a total overhaul about ourselves. No, you don't need a total overhaul. I'm sorry. You just want to align with one aspect. Just align
Totally.
with one move. Just align one move, whatever area that is.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one powerful area, right? Another that I think is important. Well, all these are important. You know,
Hmm.
um, all these are important. Um, One of them is observe without reacting.
Yeah.
Right? Spend one full day, right, noticing your reaction before
Mm-hmm.
responding to anything.
Okay.
Right? So it's
And that's
more
that's
like
so hard nowadays with everything at the finger. People sending
yes,
messages they regret they shouldn't have, right? Uh-huh.
yes,
Uh-huh.
yes, it is. It is. So one of the thing is like you said, it's very difficult to do, but it's also simple because the key element here is awareness,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? The key is awareness
Yeah.
because awareness is the silent engine of change. You
Mm-hmm.
know, as my grandmasters, always tell me, you know, you're not learning how to fight in kung
Yeah.
fu, right? You're learning how to be aware. So when
Mm-hmm.
you told me that, I was blown away because I didn't understand what that meant because I was a young grasshopper, who was learning the techniques. But as I matured into the study of Kung Fu, I kind of used that wisdom even more when I coach clients. It's about awareness now, right?
Yeah.
It's not about reacting. It's about being aware of your emotions
Mm-hmm.
before you react. Because a lot of people are ready to react at a drop of a dime without being
Always.
aware. Right. So one of the key, and that takes, see, that doesn't happen overnight. Let's be clear, Jim. That doesn't
No.
happen overnight.
Mm-hmm.
It takes time, right? But the more that you practice, become disciplined is my favorite word in
Mm-hmm.
doing that, the easier it's going to be. Because as I mentioned before, awareness is the silent engine of change.
Yeah.
Okay. Another that I have is create a threshold moment,
No.
right? So mark the beginning of a new chapter with something personal,
Mm-hmm.
like a personal ritual or something, right?
Yeah.
Nothing too heavy, something personal, like a hike,
Yep.
a cold plunge in the ocean, jumping out a plane, skydiving, for example, hang gliding, a symbolic gesture for yourself, a signal for you to reset, right? Because when you start marking that beginning of a new chapter, you start creating some action for yourself because action is easier when the soul feels the shift,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's easier for you to go to that next mode, that next
Yes.
level, that next layer. So that's very, very, very important. So that's one of the key elements. Another, you want to do some like mind shifts, mindset
Sure.
shifts,
Got it.
right? So
Mindset. I know it's hard to
yeah,
say
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah,
Yes. I
yeah.
got it. We got it.
So one of the mindset shifts that we could do is this, right? Is rewrite a limiting belief into an empowering one, whatever that
Oh.
is. And we all have them,
Yeah.
right? We all have them, right? So one of the key things we talked about, Jill, is to be aware of them and then shift them into an empowering one quickly. Of
Yeah.
course, that takes practice. It doesn't happen overnight, right? Next, stay say one positive affirmation out loud with power. So
Yeah.
affirmations are more like declarations that you make.
Mm-hmm.
To put it lightly, they're declarations. And what I love about this, there was a scientist by the name of Masuro Emoto.
Oh,
Masaru Emoto, he was a scientist in the early 70s who did experiments with water.
wow.
What was very intriguing about this was this. Hopefully, I get this right. So I'm going from memory, but I think I got this right. What he did is that he took a couple of glasses of water, and at certain sets of water, he would vocalize words like anger, love, hate, gratitude to certain aspects of the water. Another, he would write on a piece of paper, gratitude, love, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
anger, jealousy, and he would stick it on the glass of water. Then he would freeze it. He put it in the freezer and freeze it. So the next day he would scrape off the ice and examine the water crystals under the microscope. And what he found was astonishing.
Yep.
The one on love, gratitude, and prosperity, he noticed that the water crystals had a different shape, was
Yeah.
bright, was very
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. The other ones with the negative beliefs, negative wordings, hate, he noticed it was dark, it was sharp.
Yep.
And so the conclusion was that words affect you, right? Words affect the water molecules. So what does that mean? Your body is 70% water,
Mm-hmm.
30% solid. So what you say to other people affects their molecular structure. So when I heard that, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So basically, when you are affirming something, right, you're declaring something, you're changing the molecular structure within your body. Okay. So that's how, why affirmations are very, very powerful. So say one positive affirmation daily. I am healthy. I am grateful. I am thankful. I am prosperous. Those things will change the molecular structure in your body. And it's
Mm-hmm.
been proven by like I said, Japanese scientist Masaru Emoto, Emoto. Look it up. That's very, very powerful, right? So that's one mind shift set you can do is say one positive affirmation. Another is observe a thought without judging it.
Wow.
Yeah, observe your thought without judging it. We get these thoughts all the time coming to our heads, and
Always,
automatically,
always do.
and then automatically we assign it to ourselves, right? So for the next couple of days, I challenge everybody here is to observe your thought without judging it.
Yeah.
Try it.
Let's do it. I want to give it a
Yeah,
try. Yeah.
try it. Right. Next, visualize yourself overcoming your biggest challenge.
Okay.
Create that movie of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an action movies kind of person. I like watching action movies, so I always see myself in an action movie, right? So I see
Yeah.
myself, overcoming biggest challenges. We all have the ability to visualize. When we daydream, what are we actually doing? We're visualizing, right? So when we daydream next time, visualize or see ourselves overcoming the biggest challenge. Try it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, Also, speak to yourself like you would a loved one. We don't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We don't say I love myself. We might say I love you. I love, we say that to other people, but when it comes to ourselves, we don't say that. So speak to yourself like you would a loved one. And that would change like that experiment that I was talked about earlier, that would change the molecular structure inside you. Your body would, I'm telling you, this is very, very powerful stuff, right? And it's
Beautiful.
practical. It's
Yeah.
practical stuff. Anybody could do that, right? And also watch yourself like a character in a movie, right? I'm a
Love
Spider-Man
it.
fan. I love Spider-Man. I'm a Spider-Man fan ever since I was 10 years old, right? So I always see myself as a Spider-Man,
Yeah.
right? So when I do that, I always ask myself, what would inspire the audience? What would inspire my clients?
Mm-hmm.
Being that Spider-Man, right? In the action movie. And I go from that premise. So I
Mm-hmm.
challenge everybody to do the same,
Got
right?
it.
Watch yourself like a character in a movie.
Yeah.
So what
All right.
character would you be, Jill? What character would you be?
Wonder Woman.
Ah, definitely. I can
Conquer it
see
all,
it.
juggling the kids, juggling the
There
cats,
you go.
juggling
There
the
you see.
home, doing mowing
Yeah,
the lawn. I do everything.
yeah.
Yes, yes, yes,
There
yes.
you go. There you go. So there, you know. Uh, and 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 one thing is I'd like to add um, is to reframe one fear into a learning opportunity,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Well, I love facing our fears head on. Keep going. Go ahead. Go ahead. We're almost
Yeah,
out of
no, no,
time.
no, that's good. No, 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 that's good. It's good because yeah, whatever the fear it is, like you said, face your fears up front, whatever it is, and welcome them,
Yeah.
welcome because they're there for a reason, right?
Ah,
They're there to change you.
yeah.
So that's what I wanted to share because I think it's important that we know the what can we do now, and I I would definitely love to share that wisdom with everybody because what we could do now is
Thank
very,
you,
very
Jade. Well, we appreciate
absolutely.
your time here. Thank you so much. How can we reach out to you?
Sure. You can reach out to me at interaccess.net. That's the website, www.interaccess.net, or you could call me at 718-897-2949. Once again, 718-897-2949. And I would like to let everybody know that, you see, you don't need to wait for a year or full moon or a perfect plan. Your change is right here, right
Yeah.
now. Choose one action, commit to it,
Yeah.
and then let one spark turn into a wildfire transformation. That's what I like to let everybody know. That's very,
Yeah.
very important, very, very powerful.
Oh,
All
well,
right.
thank
So
you so much, Jay. Pleasure having you
absolutely, Jill.
here. Can't wait till we
Thank you
connect
very much.
again. Enjoy your day.
Absolutely. Thank you. You too, Jill.
Bye.
Bye bye.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.